Deja que salga la luna, deja que se meta el sol.
With the invention of the cinematograph, patented by the brothers Louis and Auguste Lumière on February 13, 1985, the seventh art begins. This began to evolve to become what we know today. Despite being born in France, news of a new device that faithfully projected the movement of images reached Mexico almost a year later, as President Porfirio Diaz wanted to see the device evolve. On August 6, 1986, with the help of two projectionist experts sent by the Lumière brothers, the moving images were presented to the President of the Republic, his family, and members of the cabinet at the Chapultepec Castle. On August 14th of that same year, the same images were presented to the public in the basement of the Plateros drugstore, which is currently Madero and which later became the country's first movie theater, the Red Room. After the arrival of the cinematographer in Mexico, many creators began filming. Among them are Salvador Toscano, Enrique Rosas, Guillermo Becerril, the Alba brothers, among others. We will be dividing the history of Mexican cinema into 7 parts that we will be explained quickly. Silent period from 1896 to 1931. In this period, the sense of daily life in movement predominate. One of these views shows General Diaz riding a horse. Among the movie theaters built in the Federal District in those years are La Boite, Sala Paté, Salón Rojo, Academia Metropolitana, Salón de Moda, Pabellón Moriscón, and the Cine Club. Industrialization from 1931 to 1940. In this period, the cinema will become a promising cultural industry. It is important to mention that in this period the transition from silent movies to sound films is made. In the new Mexican sound industry, the film Santa is presented. The blockbuster movies of the moment in Mexico are Paloma Negra, Caballería del Imperio, La Noche de los Mayas, Los de Abajo, and Allá en el Rancho Grande. Golden Era from 1940 to 1952. This period represents the rise of the industry. The process of opening Spanish-speaking markets to Mexican cinema is consolidated. A long list of stars achieving international popularity. As a consequence of the war between 1941 and 1945, the premieres of foreign films decreased, and the premieres of Mexican films increased. Different film studios are created such as Churubusco, Cuauhtémoc, Tepeyac, and Mexico Films. The urban cinema showed to the public situations such as the poverty of neighborhoods in Mexico, simplicity, solidarity, and honesty in the face of wild attitudes. Movies like Nosotros los Pobres, Ustedes los Ricos, Pepe el Toro, Cuando los hijos se van, and Una familia de tantas show us the realities of the ancient Mexico. At this time, melodrama and ranch comedies are also presented. Movies like Ay Jalisco no te rajes, El Peñón de las Ánimas, Los Tres García, La Oveja Negra, Dos tipos de cuidado show Mexican comedy. Frivolous humor and strong social reference are featured in movies like Ahí está el detalle, El Rey del Barrio, El Gallo de Oro, Vámonos con Pancho Villa. Some outstanding artists during this period are Cantinflas, María Félix, Pedro Infante, Jorge Negrete, Tintán, Clavillazo, Emilio Fernández, Luis Aguilar, among others. The Mexican Miracle from 1952 to 1970. This period may not be the best in film history. It suffered instability because the economy declined. However, it went ahead and it had films such as La Sombra del Caudillo, La Fuerza del Deseo, El Zángano, and El Libro de Piedra. The most representative actors of the time are Viruta y Capulina, Piporro, El Santo, Mauricio Garcés, and Silvia Pinal. The New Mexican Cinema from 1970 to 1976. At this time, the cinematographic proposal was renewed and revised. Conflicting and political issues are addressed. Movies like Canoa, El Castillo de la Pureza, and Las Poquianchis. In this period, the cinema of ficheras is born. Death of the Mexican film industry from 1976 to 1994. Many film industries disappeared because cinema became a burden of the state. The movies' budgets decreased. The most representative films are movies like El Milusos or El Chanfle. The return to the origins. The films of the last decades have been recovering. The support offered by the federal law give progress to the cinema. However, it is not enough to take advantage of culture to Mexico. The representative films in the last period are El crimen del padre Amaro, La primera noche, El segundo aire, Y tu mamá también, Amores perros, and La ley de Herodes. Have you ever seen a Mexican movie? Do you think we should be more supportive of our own industry? The Mexican film industry is breaking through many barriers. The future of cinema in Mexico remains to be seen.